From Suncorp Stadium, it's the second qualifying final between the Brisbane Broncos and the St George Illawarra Dragons.
Yeah, let the party begin. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. Semi-final action in the Rugby League. Tonight we come to you from Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, where the local boys, the Brisbane Broncos, they finished third up against sixth place team, the St George Illawarra Dragons.
We'll have a look at the Broncos now. At fullback, Justin Hodges. On the wings, Darius Boyd. And as we said, in jersey number 20, Tame Tupu. In the centres, well, it's all class here. Brent Tate will line up beside David Stagg. Bit of a mismatch there. Brent Tate, all speed and power. David Stagg, well, he loves to tackle and defend. That's his strength. Darren Lockyer is the 5'8" and captain. Shane Perry's the half. They've built up quite a combination over the last few weeks. This is where it gets big and strong and has been the strength of the Broncos side for the last 4 weeks. The forward pack, Tony Carroll will lock the scrum. In the second row is the excitement machine, Sam Thaiday, lined up against Brad Thorne, who's been in the form of his life. And up front, the big boppers for the Broncos, all size, all power. It's Shane Webke and Petro Sivanasiva, outstanding players. And a revelation in the number 9 jersey, Sean Berrigan will be the hooker. The interchange for the home side is Corey Parker, Dane Carlaw, Ben Hannett and Casey Maguire, and the Broncos coached, of course, by Wayne Bennett.
All right, the St George Illawarra Dragons, they've been out on the field for quite some time tonight getting ready. A late change to their side as well. I can tell Dragons fans, Matthew Head is coming off the bench. Here's their full team. At fullback, Clint Greenshields. On the wings, Wes Nguama and Brett Morris. In the centres, Mark Gaznia and Matt Cooper. So important to the Dragons' chances. Trent Barrett, the captain. Ben Hornby, the halfback, watching to play a bit of dummy half. Matt Bickerstaff and Ashton Sims. Sean Timmins is going to come into the side off the bench to start the game. Up front, Luke Bailey, Aaron Gorrell and Jason Riles are in the front row. Those two big fellas, their battle with Sivanasiva and Webke, a highlight of this game. Off the bench, Ben Craig goes back there. He's with Danny Wicks. Justin Paugh. Matthew Head, as I said, will be a key player in this game.
So stand by for the second qualifying final, live on Channel 9. And Wes Nguama it is who kicks off from right to left. It's a very deep kick-off, and he really flirted with the corner, and Webke comes charging back. They both come into this match on the back of long consecutive losses, and then they've put 3 wins together in their last 3 matches coming into the finals. Sivanasiva then drives the Broncos up towards the 30-metre line, where he's pulled down by Bailey and by Timmins, as pointed out by Gus Gould. Starting the game in jumper number 17 is Sean Timmins. This is Thaiday, 35 out, right in the centre of Suncorp Stadium for the first kick of the game, and the back end of the 6 going down to Nguama, coming away from his 20. Support offered by Morris. 6 tries in his last 4 matches. Young Brett Morris is with the ball now. In fact, it's not Morris, but Greenshields. And he will play the ball 35 away from the Dragons line. Gorrell goes to the right side. He picks up Ashton Sims, one of these young, fast, very good forwards that they've got coming through to replace people like Bailey. Beautiful tackle on Riles from Thaiday and Thorne. That might have shaken the big fellow up a little bit. Now the bull Bailey, he takes it over the halfway line to the tune of about 5 metres there. Going down the central corridor, a shot of Thaiday, which was the director's way of applauding the defence from Thaiday early in the game. And there's a lovely kick down and finding the line just a metre from the corner post.
Lovely start there by the Dragons. And you'll notice they kick from second receiver Barrett onto Hornby, down into the left-hand corner. Kicking from second receiver brings the defence up. It isolates the fullback on his own. They don't want Hodges returning the ball and linking up with wingers. Hornby and Barrett will interchange at first and second receiver. That man Hornby will play a little dummy half as well.
Sivanasiva pull down inside his own 20-metre line. In fact, it was Tupu. Tame in the side, replacing the injured Carmichael Hunt. And here he goes again, Tupu. Outside the 30-metre line, Dragons go ricocheting off from the impact of Tupu. Now Perry goes over to Thorne. Let's go to the sideline, Tim Gilbert.
Yeah, Rabs, perfect conditions down here after a warm day. 19 degrees at the moment, a swirling breeze that's just picked up a little in the last few minutes, and a wonderful atmosphere.
Sivanasiva is with it now. Thank you, Tim. Yes, the weather pattern here, as I said earlier, beautiful weather in Brisbane. As Lockyer puts a kick high off the left foot. Down it comes, bouncing, and bouncing beautifully for Darius Boyd. Brisbane on the attack.
Oh, it was a beautiful kick from Lockyer. And fullback and winger looked at each other and just said, yours. No one was game to go for it. And it ended up coming right down in between them. Look at this. They looked at each other, and then said, no, you take it.
Tell you what, Timmy Gilbert said the wind might have been swirling. It didn't that kick swirl, son?
So the Dragons, after the turnover, they get a penalty. Hand on the ball. Broncos hand. Simpkins is the referee tonight.
Have a look at this stadium, Rabbits. I know you said it's the best football stadium in the world. It is. But to see it full to capacity for an NRL semi-final and two such great rivals, the Broncos up against the team with the big red V. Sensational atmosphere.
Jason Riles again hammered by Thaiday. These are very good tackles by Thaiday. He's driving at the thighs, which is, I know, a play on words, but at the same time, it's a conventional style of tackling that you don't see a lot of these days. Gorrell goes back, Hornby goes wide, Barrett joins in, dummies a couple, pumps it back and then gives it to Cooper, steps away from one, gets it to the 30-metre line, and Cooper is banged down by Tate to play it back to Nagama. Then for Barrett at first, to Timmins at second, and again it's Thaiday with Webke's help, and he loses the ball. Roar from the crowd applauding the misfortune of the Dragons.
It's a very complex style of attack that St George Dragons have got. When they're on, they can be very, very hot. But if they think too much, they can come up with mistakes like that.
Ball in.
But still watch out. Barrett's been in great form.
So Broncos, their turn to reply from their own 30-metre line. And this is Darius Boyd, who was almost given an opportunity with that ball allowed to bounce by the youthful back couple of players there for the Dragons. Just a few minutes ago in the game, they go down the short side for Tony Carroll to try and steamroller his way down that western corridor. Played by Carroll, goes from Berrigan, then on to Perry, now to Lockyer, cuts out Thaiday, bullet-like pass, beautiful stuff. Stagg gets the ball away, Tupu. He will play the ball 25 out. Lovely ball movement by both teams. Lockyer to his left foot again. Across he goes, looking for his right side three-quarters, but marked on the full by Nagama.
Hang on, blood over here.
Just a few metres too deep. A beautiful set of six there from the Broncos. They too showing that they can move the ball from side to side.
Dragons then inside the 30-metre line. Broncos coming into the match with an awesome defensive record. In the last three matches they've conceded just 2 tries, and both those were to the Warriors last week, and both of those come from kicks. So through the hands they haven't been scored on in the last 3 matches. That's why they're number 1 in defence. Here is Gaznia now. 18 tries in the bag coming into the game tonight. Play back for Gorrell to sweep to Barrett and then away to Ryle. Second man Hornby. And a beautiful long ball out to Bickerstaff. On to Cooper. Cooper to Nagama. Inside ball. Dragons are in. Greenshields has scored. Clint Greenshields scores. Telstra Premiership.
Yeah,
this is how it was.
Yeah, it was beautiful. They lined up down the right-hand side of the field. Big overlap on the left. Played it beautifully on the outside. Plenty of support back inside. Greenshields, the first try scorer in this semi-final. They've threatened to do this a couple of times, the Dragons, already in this game. It appears as though they're very willing to attack the left-hand side of the field. And that is the Dragons at their absolute best. Clint Greenshields. As they came into the finals, question marks over whether they would retain Hornby at halfback, whether Greenshields would get his spot. He's backed up the coach's confidence there. Opened the scoring with a brilliant try.
Gorrell then to convert. 12 in from touch, he's missed it. That might come back to give him a headache later. Broncos then restarting. They've lost their last 6 finals matches. Their last victory in a final series came in 2002 at the cost of Parramatta, 24-14. That was at ANZ, and the halfback for the Broncos You guessed it, Alan Langer. If you said Alan Langer, you got it right. One of the big crowd here is the superstar number 7 from the Broncos and from Queensland and Australia. Played on the 30-metre line. Dragons into the park by Timmins. Barrett copped a don't argue accidentally from Webke. Thorne was down low, played back to Gorrell. Headers on the bench, incidentally, repeating what, oh, gee, Bickerstaff copped it right smack bang in the mouth. Is he okay? Yes, he's okay. So it goes away for Barrett to hook it across, and it's back with Boyd now for the Broncos. So Broncos, with Berrigan taking a scurry away from dummy half that carried him 25 metres away from the Dragons line. Dragons leading 4-0. Perry rolls it in, but it didn't problem the Dragons, and Greenshields brings it back and is tackled inside the 20-metre line.
Well, it would have been a problem for the Dragons had he let the ball go. I think Darren Lockyer had something else up his sleeve out wide. Just took it a little bit too far and came up with a nothing kick to defuse the situation.
Sims on the right side. And his Gaznia, he just shimmies away and around, and then he's tackled. And it was a good tackle too by Stagg, playing out on the centres again. Here's Riles putting a fend out in front of him, but still succumbing to the tackle of Carroll. Then it comes off the boot of Hornby. The bounce will be important, taken there by Hodges.
Hold it, Luke.
Hammered by Barrett. On the 20-metre line, Broncos end. Tupu just outside the 20-metre line. 4-0 in favour of the Dragons. A brilliant try. Scored by Greenshields, the fullback, and Gorrell failed to convert. So Brad Thorne now takes it up the middle. Gorrell and Riles in there. 10 is Riles. Gorrell with 9 on his back tonight. He doesn't often get to wear the 9. I know he plays that position, but he's normally a deputy for somebody. And hasn't he been a find, really, for the Dragons? That kick will go dead. Greenshields put the hands out there. He didn't quite know what to do, Clint, and then he let it go, and that was good judgment.
Kicking game from the Broncos hasn't been all that effective to start the game. There's no doubt it's been a strength for them for the past 4 weeks. We see the Dragons players on the sideline warming up. It's one area of their game they will need to get right. There's a strong back 3 for the Dragons. You want these big Broncos forwards not getting too tired out from too much defence.
So Riles is putting a little angle into his run, and then after coming to the defence, the ball has gone back towards Timmins, and Timmins basically hits the defensive line in the same position down the left side. Third qualifying final live. Dogs and Raiders coming up immediately after this game from Telstra, with Andrew Voss and Peter Sterling and Matthew Johns down there. Play back for Greenshields on the 40-metre line. He goes up the middle. Thorne goes over the top. Stagg comes underneath. Then it comes from Gorrell and goes on to Hornby's right boot, and it bounces down inside the 10-metre line with Hodges. And Justin Hodges has got a ring of the big red V's around him, and they put him down back on the 10-metre line. Broncos end.
Yeah, he's not comfortable coming out of that right-hand corner, Justin Hodges. He's got a big right foot step, prefers to run from the other side of the field infield. Looks like the Dragons have worked that out, and very keen to kick down that left-hand side of the field.
Shane Webke there, 25 away from his own line. Live coverage from Suncorp Stadium in front of, again, a packed house as it was in Newcastle last night. Here's Berrigan using Lockyer, and Lockyer goes to Thaiday. Thaiday will play the ball about 5 metres short of halfway. Sims on the top of the pack. Gaznia underneath. Riles in between. Ham in the sandwich. And Perry puts a kick down the ground straight to Greenshields. So the try scorer is on his way back. Greenshields with one fend, but Brent Tate takes him down with a nice low tackle right around the bootlaces. That look forward from Hornby to Nagama to Cooper. In fact, both passes look forward from here. And Cooper will play it 35 metres away from the Dragons line. Dragons 4, Broncos no score. Second qualifying final. Team 6, that is St George Illawarra. Team 6 has gone out first weekend on 4 occasions. Team 5 has gone out once. And who was that? That was the Dragons back in 2004. that still haunts them. Now it's come to Barrett. Barrett for Riles, runs at Webke, and Sivanasiva goes in with the other bookend to pull him down. 30 out, middle ground. Riles looks at Simpkins. Barrett puts the kick up. It's straight up and down. Not a brilliant kick. Greenshields goes through, looking for the ball, looking for the bat down. Gorrell, good work, Ashton Sims. Now Gasnier starts to step, throws the pass, intercepted by Justin Hodges. Won't have the pace, and he's rounded up by Brett Morris. Not held in the tackle. Goes again under the instruction of the referee. The chase is made by Riles. Brilliant, brilliant by Hodges, and equally brilliant by Riles.
Jason Riles, the front rower. Look at this. Stacks on the mill, ball in the air. Gasnier will go. He knows it's the last play. Tries to keep it alive. Hodges picks it up. It's a foot race. Now, young Brett Morris is a flying machine. That was never going to be any doubt, but he falls off him. Now it's left up to the number 10, the big front rower, to chase the fullback, Justin Hodges. What a brilliant job. Tackled over the touchline. Saves a certain try. Ah, the front rower.
Those are the plays that win you these big games. There's no doubting that the Dragons will look back at the end if they have got a victory. Your big pat in the back from Jason Riles. Great effort from the big fella.
Out.
There might be many tries scored in the game. There'll be some brilliance from any amount of players in this game. But remember it, that may well have been the play of the game. The chase by Riles. Here's Sims. He did magnificently. Now it goes loose. The pass from Riles to ground, but backwards. Bailey taking them on. Brisbane accepting them. Carroll making the tackle. And talking about taking them on, that's the first try through the hands scored against Brisbane in 3 matches. Biggerstaff, the try by Greenshields. They've only let the 2 in the last 3 games, as I pointed out, and both of those were aerial tries. Now it's down for Darius Boyd, the 19-year-old. Brings it back at a cracking pace. Hunter's not in the side. He's out with a hamstring.
He's got no fear, the kid, has he? Doesn't he run it back hard? No fear at all. Just rips it up and takes them on.
Now Tupu. Tackled on the 40-metre line, centre of the ground. They keep driving it down there. Stagg to the halfway. Tackled by the 17, Sean Timmins. He's played 8 games this year, Sean. And here is Webke. Send-off year for Sean Timmins, as it is for Bailey and for Barrett. The Dragons keen to get the job done on their behalf. Lockyer's kick. Up and up goes Nagama. Nagama safe for the Dragons at the back.
Not surprised Sean Timmins has come into the starting lineup tonight. If I had to go to war, and thank the Lord I don't, I'd like one like Sean Timmins on my shoulder. He will never let you down.
Brett Morris, the winger, just took an enormous hit. That's Danny Wicks in 15. Justin Poore in 15, about to come on for the Dragons. Brett Morris just took an enormous hit, and I thought he might not get up, but he just sprinted back to his right wing. 40-metre line then, just behind the St George Illawarra Dragons, the winners, St George that is, of 15 premierships, as Barrett puts it down. It finds the touchline.
But I just get this feeling that the Dragons have got the loaded gun ready to fire it.
So Ben Creagh is on, as the picture showed you, and Corey Parker is waiting to come on for the Broncos. Played by Tupu for Thorne to try and grind the path out. He's inside his own 20. Berrigan, a dummy half, and he has to be watched. Brilliant player, great utility player, very much in the Craig Wing mould. Brent Tate, Queenslanders will tell you that Berrigan's the best of all the utility players. And I'm not about to argue with them. Thaiday crossing halfway. He's had a scorching start to the game, particularly defensively, Thaiday. Now for Perry, and Perry boots it down into the corner on the eastern side of the ground, southeastern corner, and bringing it back as Greenshields, 10 metres out from his line. Webke gets a rest period.
And that's their best kick and chase of the game so far. They just look like they're starting to fall into a rhythm, the Broncos. They've done very, very well because the Dragons started on fire. But they've got themselves into the game. They're handling it all right here. Big defence there.
Again from Thaiday. Again from Thaiday with some help from Parker on Justin Poor. He's been brilliant, Thaiday, Ben, defensively. Surely you'd say that.
Oh, he's been great since Origin. And it's not just his attack. He is a very technically sound defender and can come up with a big hit to lift his team.
Poor again getting involved with fresh legs. Barrett wide, Hornby stepping. Got the ball to Bickerstaff. Got the ball to Green Shields. Puts in the kick. It's the Broncos leading the race though with Darius Boyd. Tackled by Green Shields and Cooper.
Good football. Wes Nguama got left behind there a little bit. He could have been better in support. But it was brilliant football on the last play to stretch the Broncos' defence again.
It looks as though they've got them worked out there, Gus, in and around the ruck, asking those big Broncos forward to make some decisions. It's creating space for those slick outside backs for the Dragons side.
And again, the Dragons launch the attack down the Brisbane right side. Thorne then. Taken by Bailey and Bickerstaff. Just inside their own 40-metre line. Lockyer sends it down to Green Shields. Turns him around. Fingertip control. Out to the 20. Comes to Brent Tate. Tate's got him and wrestles him down to ground. A beautifully prepared Suncorp Stadium, I might say. Nagama taking it beyond 30. Held down by Sivanasiva. As the 15 prepares to come on for the Broncos, Dane Carlaw. Now it's away for Barrett, and Barrett decided he'd put the foot down. But David Stagg, he made the tackle, he doesn't miss many. Now Ben Creagh to the halfway line, talking about fresh legs. He's got to be watched in the initial stages of his first session in this game. 40 metres out from the Brisbane line. Dragons with Justin Poor. Then from Gorrell, it's gone over to Barrett. Barrett puts the kick high down towards the corner on the eastern side, the northeastern corner. 6 more tackles, and here's Ben Creagh. Pulled down 2 metres out from the line. Now Gasney up, back to Barrett. Barrett to Justin Poor. Wrong man at the wrong time. Gorrell looking. Bailey a decoy. Hornby with the ball. Bickerstaff takes them on, and Bickerstaff is held by the online Brisbane defence. Gorrell again. Now for Hornby. Oh, the pass. Suspect for Justin Poor. Justin Poor is so close. So close. Centimetres in it. Here's a dummy by Gorrell and a dive. He's over Gorrell. Gorrell has scored the second try for the Dragons. The 2 freshmen, Poor and Creagh, basically have carried the Dragons down. For Gorrell to get a little sneak over try. And Aaron from 10 metres out, just off centre, should get it. Canterbury versus the Raiders coming up live and exclusive after this game, which you're watching live from Suncorp Stadium. And Gorrell converts his own try. Lockyer, Rep Player of the Year at the Dally M's last Tuesday night. And also 5/8 of the year. But right now he's going to have to call on all his talents, his undoubted talents, to get the Broncos home a winner here tonight, because this is the Dragons that we talk about. When they're hot, they can beat anybody, and they can beat them quickly. Barrett running across to give Sims what he thought might be a hole big enough to get the big man through, but that David Stagg over there, that's one of the reasons they're probably going down the other side. Stagg is just so good. Back rower who just eats up the tackling work, and he's blocking that side down beautifully. Here's Hornby now on the 40-metre line, own end of the ground. 10-0 in favour of St George Illawarra as Barrett puts a kick away. Down towards the wing at Tupu, and he comes off his 10-metre line. Over the 20, winds the big thighs up and runs into Ben Creagh.
How would you like to be in his way?
I think I'd be trying to find somewhere to hide.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Hodges is with the ball. Bailey is the 8 for the Dragons. Thorne rolls it up. Takes it just a couple of metres into Dragons area. Ball to be played back to Berrigan. He went to the left. He came back to the right. He gave it to Perry. He went left. He went right. Then it's Parker. And Parker will play it. 45 away. Berrigan a run. Perry comes across, crabbing. Now he sends Lockyer up the middle. Lockyer's looking for a gap through to forwards. Gets it away to Dane Carlaw. Locks a pass over the top to Brent Tate. And he's tackled just outside 20. Tackled there by Ben Hornby. Then from Berrigan to Lockyer and the left foot. Over into the corner for Brett Morris, and he's got it. This youngster is coming away. Brett Morris. Brilliant, brilliant exhibition in the air and then sprinting away. Now Green Shields.
He can catch him, this kid. He scored the try to win the game the last time these two sides met here at Suncorp Stadium earlier in the year. An awesome talent, future superstar.
So here he is again, Morris. 6 tries in his last 4 matches. 8 tries, I think, in all for the year. Barrett, bullet-like pass to Hornby. And then Hornby throws a similar ball away to Cooper. And Cooper will play it.
That was an important tackle there from Brent Tate. Only got him by one leg, but I think it saved a dangerous situation. Up in the air they go again.
Very high. Came off the Broncos. They've gone in. He's got another try. They've got another try. The Dragons. I think it's Danny Wicks who's got the try.
He wants to go to the video referee. I guess we'll look at interference or whether or not there's been a knock on by the Dragons.
It is Danny Wicks who's got the try, if it's a try. There's the kick.
Now let's just watch the offside and see if that player well in front of the play comes into the play. He slows up, everyone else goes past him. I think they're onside. There he's outside 10 metres. Now it just comes down to whether or not Hodges has got a fair run at it, and I don't think any Dragons player has touched it. I think there's been interference between the two Broncos players. They'll just have to determine whether or not Ben Creagh has made any illegal contact on Justin Hodges. Another angle may show it. Hodges under it. Creagh comes through. But that's just two Broncos. There's not a white jersey in sight. And a lack of communication. Bounces up for the big fella. And at Suncorp Stadium, he says, I'm going to get a try.
I reckon there's a doubt on this. He's gone to this play by Ben Creagh. He's gone for the number 1. I think he makes contact.
Would you call me a Bronco? If I was out there refereeing, I'd give that try.
That's very sporting of you, Ben. I've just got a feeling that...
Well, it's Berrigan who drops it.
I didn't say that. I'm talking about Ben Creagh, his intention, and I think he's made contact with the number 1, who was attempting to take the ball. Graham West has watched it with Tim Mander.
Oh,
no try
call.
Penalty. I did warn you, big fella.
That's a huge call. A huge call. That is a huge call.
I'm happy and sad over here, Gus.
This is what you're not refereeing, Ben. You'd be down by 3 tries.
It's a huge call, and clear evidence to me they look for reasons not to give tries. I think Berrigan dropped it. I don't think Hodges even got a hand to the ball.
Sivanasiva then. Just into Dragons territory. That was 6 points. Had it been given. Parker played it. Berrigan passes. Perry gives it. That looks like Dane Carlaw's head sticking out from under the tackle. It is. And now Berrigan to the 30, to Lockyer, behind, to Hodges. And Hodges is able to unload. He does it brilliantly under pressure. Carroll goes down to the 20. They pick him up and drive him down. Cooper and poor Berrigan, Lockyer, Thorne, hit and spin, Perry, lofted pass, Tupu on Morris, and Morris takes him down.
Great defence by Morris. He raced up quickly, made them pass long.
Perry then. This kick. over towards centre ground. And Green Shields has won the battle in the air. He and Corey Parker came down with half the cake each. And Green Shields grabbed it and said, I'm hungrier than you.
Don't mistake the fact the Broncos' kicking game is off today, but I must commend the Dragons' defence. They are working hard for one another. Someone misses a tackle, there's somebody else there to make it.
Bailey playing this ball for Gasnier to go away from his 20-metre line. It is 10-0 in favour of St George Illawarra. These two sides. Oh, what a tackle! Oh, Suncorp is reverberating. Carroll and Carlaw. Barrett put down after he kicked the ball. It's okay. Play on. Boyd to Hodges. Hodges will play the ball. A bell ringer of gigantic proportions. And this is Boyd. Just a couple into the Dragons area. Webke and Casey Maguire about to come into it. Perry working it for Carlaw. Might have been a head clash there with Danny Wicks. 35 away from the Dragons line. Perry inside ball. Parker taken up the top by Bailey. They thrust him down. Justin Poore involved in the tackle as well. Perry for Lockyer. Lockyer gets it back for Hodges. Hodges down the right side. Tackle there by Ben Hornby. Quick play the ball. Tate for Lockyer to the 10. Puts the kick in. Hits the upright. Green Shields can't clean it. Now he should be offside, is he? He's got to be offside, is he? Yes, it's a penalty, Brisbane.
Touch judge call. A touch judge call. Brilliant kick by Lockyer. He aimed at the big padding, the Telstra wrap around on the goalpost. He got the rebound he was looking for. Green Shields got a hand of the ball as he tried to retrieve it. They'll tap and go here, Rabbit. Stay with the action.
Berrigan for Perry, for Lockyer, for Carroll. Run around. Now it's with Brent Tate. Steps away from Hornby but runs back into Cooper. Bickerstaff involved as well. Now it's with Tony Carroll. Then for Lockyer. Back for Webke. Looking to get the arms free. Maguire's on. Maguire is on in 17. Berrigan remains a dummy half. Goes himself, little Berrigan. Centimetres again from the line. To Lockyer and the running Tony Carroll. Picked up and forced back.
Unbelievable.
Great defence from Gorrell and Cooper. Berrigan's pass bad. Lockyer made it look a hell of a lot better than it was. Hodges gets rid of Nagama. Hodges away for Boyd. Boyd scores. Broncos. First try. Brilliant Lockyer. Brilliant Hodges.
Just watch the individual talent of this man, Justin Hodges. This was brilliant. It was a bad pass. Lockyer does well to unload it. Now Hodges, ball in the right hand, shove them off, left foot step, ball to the left hand, round the corner. Don't try that at home, kids. That's not easy at all. That is just sheer, unadulterated talent. You can't coach it, you can't teach it, you're born with it, and it comes out under pressure at the most opportune time. Brilliant stuff from Justin Hodges.
Corey Parker from the touchline. He's missed it. Parker's raked it across the front of goal. 10-4, Dragons 34 down.
He scored a try. Justin Hodges, we see the Darren Lockyer kick here, aiming for the upright, as Gus said before, to create the opportunity. The Broncos get the penalty and take the quick tap. They'll get the ball out to the right, where Justin Hodges scored a great try last week against the Warriors. He gets the ball under pressure, but it's sheer size, strength, footwork and skill. Gets the 4-pointer for Darius Boyd. Justin Hodges in career best form.
Nagama then starts us again, and it came off the feet of Darren Lockyer, and he gives it back for Shane Webke to take it away. The Dragons muscling up. They still haven't got Webke. One of Brisbane's favourite sons refusing to go down. Dane Carlaw wrestled down.
This is a hell of a game, Rabbits.
16 Test players, 21 State of Origin players on show in the second qualifying final. Ben Creagh embarrassed by Brent Tate, and Tate will play the ball inside 30. There's the completions, 13 from 14 Brisbane, 13 from 17 the Dragons, and the scoreboard 10-4. And the Dragons, they had a try under the bar, disallowed, as Lockyer drives it down towards the fullback. It's the Greenshields with the red signage paint all over him now. He plays it just outside the 30-metre line. It's come away for Ben Hornby, and he runs into traffic and runs into Parker. Dogs and Raiders coming up, so don't leave us tonight. At the completion of the second, we'll go to the third. Vossi, Peter Sterling, Matthew Johns waiting down there to bring you all of the excitement of the Bulldogs versus the Raiders. So Barrett is with the ball and trying to unload. He does, and eventually Danny Wicks is tackled inside 40. The telecast coming to you live right through the finals, not just from Suncorp but also from Telstra when that match kicks off as well. Now Hodges is down 15 away from the Broncos line.
They've done really well here, the Broncos. I said they sort of got into their rhythm a little bit. They're now on top in this game, even though they're 6 behind on the scoreboard. You can feel it. They're going a lot better than the Dragons at the moment.
Brent Tate fending away from a couple. 40-metre line. Penalty going to the Broncos.
That's just what they wanted. This can keep the momentum going. Only 3.5 minutes out from half-time. They've really got the Dragons stretched. They've got a little bit more possession. They're starting to put some plays together. Now a great opportunity. Lockyer will find touch 31 metres out. Hold on to your seats, everyone. Here they come, the Broncos.
3 minutes of the first half remaining. Berrigan taking the tap free. To Parker, back to Berrigan. Berrigan to Carroll. Carroll to Boyd. Boyd to Nagama. It lets it go. That's okay. Touch judge was right on top of it. Play on, Broncos. Perry, inside ball. Webke. Webke stands back for Perry. Perry goes to the line. Perry taken by Barrett. 25 away from the line. Centre of the ground. It's with Hodges now. And Hodges runs to Bailey and Riles. And they combine to put him down. Danny Wicks involved. Berrigan out, looking for them to come out of the line. Here's Webke. Shane Webke, a metre from the line, taken by Riles. Berrigan. A long ball away for Perry. Longer for Lockyer, knocked on Hodges.
Good pressure from Gasnier and Morris. Great pressure. They were outnumbered. They raced up quickly, made a decision in unison. Forced the error.
Ben Creagh beating the first up tackle by Corey Parker, eventually tackled by Carlaw and Maguire. Gasnier has seen little of it when he has seen the ball. He's been in heavy traffic. Here's Gorrell getting the ball around the back to Greenshields. Greenshields appeals for a penalty. He thought it got a bit high. Gorrell for Gasnier. Gasnier beats one, beats two. Gets a pass away. Brilliant work there by Mark Gasnier. Now it's Bailey. Bailey puts in a kick. The chase is on. It'll go dead, will it? Yes. What about Lockyer? He sensed the danger. He sensed it was urgent. And he put himself between the attacker and the ball and the dead ball line. But it was tremendous work by the Dragons.
Sensational work. They prized them open up the middle. Bailey decided to kick the big front rower. Lockyer, just the experience, the nous, the knowledge of knowing where to be and where the dangers were, got back there and diffused it. Less than a minute left before the break. This has been a sensational first half of rugby league.
Carlaw now. Tomorrow you'll see the match between the Melbourne Storm, the minor premiers, and Parramatta. You'll see that live from Olympic Park. Just inside the 40-metre line. First weekend of the finals. The fabulous finals. And we haven't been let down thus far. Last night could not have been more exciting Now Berrigan on the back of a Webke run, and Berrigan gets it away for Corey Parker. Parker can't do anything with it. Too much pressure. Berrigan to Perry, and Perry puts in a grubber kick down to Greenshields, and Greenshields coming away beyond the 10, pushes away from one, steps out of another, taken in the next, and the halftime siren in the background. So Brisbane running towards the Caxton Street end in the second half. I thought they got to the halftime break the stronger of the two sides. This is Bailey with the ball now, 10 metres out from his own line, as the Dragons go about putting together a nice, safe set of 6 to start their second assignment in this game. Barrett using Ben Creagh going down the right side. 15 metres on the Dragons side of halfway. That tackle hurt Creagh. He's gone down on his knees, clutching at his forehead.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of a head clash there, I'd say. Quite accidental, but he's dazed.
So Barrett clears the situation at the back end of the 6, and it goes down to the try line at the Milton Street end of the ground. And it's with Hodges back 10 metres away from his own line. So Brisbane's first set, and Tate is tackled by Gasnier. I said in the first half, the concluding stages, we hadn't seen a lot of Gasnier. There'd been some quality stuff there on the limited occasions that he saw space. Berrigan always probing, always looking dangerous, and Casey Maguire working with Berrigan now, and it's with Lockyer then to clear with that big kick going down to Greenshields back on the 30-metre line. He shows it to Nagama and runs it out to the 40, but he runs into Tate. So Greenshields, who got the first try of the night, if you had a punt, it was Greenshields who got the first try. And then the Dragons got the second, then had one disallowed by this man, Danny Wicks, who's with the ball now. And looking at the replays, it was really a case of nitpicking. It really was using the rule to the final extremity. Here's Hornby. Hornby reeling, and Carroll goes in and hammers him down. 30 away from the Broncos line for Barrett to go short for Bailey. And Bailey is 22 metres out down the middle. Maguire in 17, Webke 8. Barrett steadies himself, puts a kick in. Didn't really threaten too many people. Tupou had a fair bit of time. In fact, I almost thought he might have been tackled in mid-air, Tupou, which is a penalty, as you know.
It's hard to tell, he's so tall.
Webke then. Give me the football. Give me a run. 25 away from his line as we get right down there with that camera shot, ground level. In with the protection of the football from Webke. 32 metres away from their line now, the Bronx. Berrigan to Perry. He's got a birthday coming up on Monday. Ball goes loose, picked up by Brent Tate, and he's tackled on the 30-metre line. I know somebody else having one on Monday. That little daughter of mine, Holly, having the party tonight as Lockyer drives it down the ground. Picked up there by Brett Morris. He's outside 40. He's gone back towards the halfway. He's pulled down by David Stagg. Played back for Gasnier, and Gasnier goes about 10 metres looking for the defensive line. Interchanges rolling through, 4 from both coaches. Bennett, 500 premiership games he's coaching tonight, and Nathan Brown, 100. 500 for Bennett, 100 for Brown tonight. Quickly through, Cooper to Nagama. Good defence by Boyd on the far side. Hornby. Now for Barrett, inside 20, Bailey gives him a little dummy. Bailey! They might not stop Bailey! They might not stop Bailey! They will not stop Bailey! He has scored! Gorrell from right in front. Should take it out to 16-4. That was the try that the video referees denied them earlier, their number 3 try. Gorrell gets a further couple. Bailey, what a player. 16-4 now.
Yeah, back in 2002, we chose this bloke to play State of Origin, and I begged the selectors to pick him. I said, this fella by the back end of his career will be talked about in the same breath as Shane Webke. He idolises Webke. He loves playing against him. He would love nothing better than scoring that try right there. He is a superb player, and still, I think, the best in front of him.
Jason Riles tackled on the 10-metre line. His end of the ground. And I'm just wondering if we're watching a similar 40 minutes of football to what we saw at the opening of this game. It was all Dragons. They were absolutely white hot. They ran out to a nice lead. And there's a pass from Gorrell to Wicks that was forward for sure. Tim Gilbert sideline.
Is injured Bronco and former Dragon Michael Ennis. You've just been in the sheds. What did Wayne Bennett say?
Yeah, he kept it pretty short. He sort of said our ruck defence needed to stay tight. And unfortunately, he won't be too happy with the start of the game.
Nathan Brown for the Dragons just said, love it all, keep it up, defensive attack and the kicking game.
You know what I'm loving about this game? That the key players on both sides want the ball in hand. They say, give me the ball, I want to make a difference. Just like Luke Bailey did, just like Shane Webke's doing, Lockyer, Barrett, you name it. You've got some of the best players in the world out there wanting to win this game for their side.
Here's Brent Tate now on the 40-metre line. Dragons end of the ground. Broncos, losing it through Webke. Then it came off the feet of Riles, and the referee Simpkins will put down a scrum. He'll give the loose head and feed to the Dragons. It came off Webke.
Can happen to even the great ones. Can happen to even the great ones. He tried to change a little direction there, get himself into a half hole. He'd be very disappointed with that, but he'll shrug it off, the big fella. It won't worry him for too long.
Have a look on the head on it, would you? He is cranky.
Hang on, Casey. Got blood on you, mate. Hang on, mate. Whoa. Got blood on your ear.
Some blood on Casey McGuire.
Go at the back. No, don't wipe it on your jumper. Get back.
So just a little stoppage. Reminding you that Canterbury and Canberra are coming up
Take him out the
at
back.
the end of this game.
Okay, form up.
McGuire, just a little trickle of blood. And the live coverage of the qualifying finals continues from Sydney at the back end of this game. And here's a strong run by Danny Wicks, and he sends them sprawling. Players going left, right and centre. It was like a game of 10 pins. They all went in. They all went spraying out left, right, centre, south, east, north and west. Now Hornby back for Green Shields, and he's a metre into Brisbane territory. Played back for Gorrell. Gorrell scampering through. Carroll eventually making the tackle. Gorrell's 35 off the line to the middle for Hornby. Now to a second man, Barrett. Back to Cray. There was a chance he might have got it back to Barrett. That was the play. That was the plan. 30 metres out. Gorrell. Ball across the face. Goes to Hornby. Players in motion. Players going everywhere. Green Shields will go over the sideline. Defence was good. Brent Tate.
They've changed their defence on that right-hand side of the field at half-time. In the first half, they were being outnumbered. Now they're pretty much exclusively just using a slide defence on the 2 or 3 occasions. See how they've got their line angled backwards, and they're waiting for players to get on the outside. Good inside support from Lockyer, waiting for the inside pass. Clint Greenshields didn't know which one to play. They slap each other. They spoke about it at half-time. They've been very effective since the break. Good work by the Broncos.
Broncos with the use of the football 20 metres out from their own line now. Lockyer, a dummy half that time. Webke with a run, and Danny Wicks hangs on in 14.
That's a great example of how great teams and great coaches can adjust during the course of play to what the opposition's doing. What they've done there with the defence looks so simple, but you know, for talented players to be able to rehearse that in their own mind at half-time and come out and execute at this level, it's just brilliant stuff.
McGuire tackled by Justin Poore as Berrigan goes out from dummy half and puts a kick in, and that ball is going to go dead, is it? No, it's stopped a metre from the line, and it's going to be a line drop out. There's the ball loose. It's gone dead. In touch, dead.
Brilliant kick.
Oh, we're
Now
just going
what
to
is
check
he?
that.
He's looking.
See about hand is ground to the ball.
He's looking at a possible try here. What he's saying is that Greenshields may have passed it, and Tate is claiming he's got his hand on the ball. It's a beautiful kick. They're all onside. Sensational chase. The ball wouldn't go dead for Greenshields. Took 1, 2, 3. Whoops, stopped. Now Greenshields, the ball comes loose. We're looking for a Bronco hand. There's bodies, there's arms, there's everything. We haven't got it in picture. Well, I don't know what Tate is claiming. He never saw the ball at all. Carroll is the man that probably got it. The ball's loose. We still can't find it. The ball's out over the sideline. Let's go again. The ball's loose. Now it falls. Tate, nothing. Carroll with his backside, nothing. Carroll elbow. You can't call that forcing. He's knocked it out and knocked dead there by Nguama. No try. Line drop out. Whew.
Goal line drop out.
Right to go.
Greenshields almost giving the Broncos a presentation try, but what Ben said is right. They put a tremendous chase on the kick. Webke
Good
on the
tackle.
end of a shoulder from Justin Poore and Ben Creagh. Berrigan for Thaiday, and Thaiday runs at Creagh. He will play the ball eventually. Refusing to go down. Thaiday tackled by Riles. Now Berrigan. Then to Lockyer. Now Carroll straight and hard. Down over there by Ben Hornby. They're on the back foot, the Dragons. Opportunity, Brisbane. Carroll, Maguire, then Hodges in from the back. The 15 is Carroll. Can he unload? He's tackled 2 metres out from the line. Stag. Dummy half, Thaiday a decoy. Lockyer back for Parker. Parker back for Berrigan. Berrigan for Lockyer. Lockyer tries to circle Hornby. Oh, knocked on by Brent Tate. Advantage applies. Nguama scampers down the ground. 25 away from his own line.
It's a great opportunity gone begging there for the Broncos. Darren Lockyer was pleading with Brent Tate to hit that hole. He didn't know what he wanted to do, Brent Tate. Hit the hole, drop off. Bomb chance, if you ask me.
Barrett with a long ball over to Gaznia now. Trying to give the big centre as much space as possible. Matthew Head is about to come into the game. Gaznia slow to play it. Do a check on Gaznia. Here's Morris. And Morris will play it 7 metres from halfway. Gaznia in a bit of pain. Fair bit of anguish in there as well. We're thinking ribs at the moment. Hornby played back to Barrett, flat for Head to the 40. Now it is Sean Timmins, and Timmins is 35 out. The Dragons 16-4 and starting to boil again. Matthew Head puts in a kick, delicate, taken by Boyd, who's been immaculate tonight.
With Matty Head coming on the field, it looks obvious that Trent Barrett's gone into the dummy half role, and that's very interesting from Nathan Brown. Not a player that I would normally consider in that dummy half role, but he's got great confidence in him. Hornby to half, or Hornby to 5'8", Matthew Head to halfback, Trent Barrett to the dummy half position.
Hodges to play the ball. Brent Tate. Good run, getting it out towards the 40-metre line, pulled down by Barrett, and there's a little knock-on to play the ball, so the Dragons will come up with possession 40 metres out.
Look out, Broncos. Just starting to drop off a tad here in intensity. Concentration is the key over this last 40 minutes of this game. Brent Tate makes an error.
Gee, that's brilliant camera work. You are right out there in the middle of it with the players. So close to the action, you see everything. There's Matty Head. He's had a couple of weeks in the Premier League back in Sydney, getting some confidence back. He played for a long time with injury in the top grade. They gave him a week's rest. They sent him back to the Premier League. He got some confidence. Now he comes out in the semi-final in the second half to try and steer them home.
Ben Creagh to play the ball just outside the 30-metre line. Guess who was the hooker at the last scrum there for the Dragons? A bloke by the name of Trent Barrett. Packed in as the hooker. Here he is now, dummy half. Giving it away to Hornby. Hard passing, flat and direct. Here's Cooper! And Cooper scores! The Dragons are in again! In for their fourth try.
Brilliant coaching by Nathan Brown. He recognised that the Broncos had changed their defence a little bit in the second half. So he got his top thinker out there in this man, Matty Head. Look at the timing of that pass and the room now that Cooper has to move. And he's got Darius Boyd at 6s and 7s. Now, earlier on they went there and it was the Broncos that were dictating. All of a sudden, Matty Head bobs up at second receiver and he was able to influence the defence a little bit differently, get the ball to this man, Cooper. All of a sudden, he's got more room than he's had at any time tonight and he ran it in himself. Brilliant play, brilliant coaching. And Matty Head now off the bench. Legs are better, confidence is better, kicking from the sideline. Big lead now to the Dragons.
Kick from Head coming around. 20 points to 4. 56 minutes gone.
Last week, the Dragons won Premier League with Matthew Head at halfback, 44 points to 18. 8 tries scored by the Dragons that day came from Matthew Head kicks. The Broncos are going to have to be on their game and strengthen that area of defending the attacking kick and really watch Matthew Head.
So, failure to convert from Head, but the damage looks to be done. 20 points to 4. There's a big hole in the bow.
Yeah, I know the Broncos pretty well. I look at their body language very, very closely. I study them more than any team in the competition. They've still got that little bit of a stride about them. They haven't written themselves off yet.
Barrett will play it 30 out from his own line. Head a dummy half. Hornby at first. And now a run for Danny Wicks. And hasn't he come on in leaps and bounds? Gasnier has gone down again. Wasn't involved in the play, just went down. And he's down on his knees. I don't think he's going to be out there much longer. And I'm just wondering how serious the injury is. The kick is good. Fielded by Boyd. He comes away, running along the 10-metre line. Straightens off the left foot. And Gasnier assisted from the park. Hodges now.
Well, this will be interesting for Nathan Brown. He's got the option of, well, he's brought a second rower back on in the 12, Ashton Sims. You would assume that Ben Creagh will go out to the centre position. Yeah, Ben Creagh now being told to get out there in Gasnier's position.
Played by Thorne. Berrigan for Sivanasiva, then for Lockyer. He loses it, Darren.
0.
So he's had an unhappy period in the game in the last 5 minutes. Matthew Head to play it under the tackle of Sivanasiva. And a knock on by the Dragons. Lets the pressure off.
Well, you wouldn't blame them for being a little bit sloppy at some stage. This has been a frenetic pace, this game. It really has. There's Gasnier with a little shimmy to the outside. He's picked up with both legs and looks like Maguire came in over the top. He was really sore and then he went down and couldn't back up again. Now a hip. I would say that's where the knees came in over the top on him. And there he pulled out of it again, waved straight to the sideline and said, no, I'm no good. You get a bump in that muscle just over the hip bone and it really restricts you right down the side when it happens. It's a painful injury. It'll be right for next week though.
Thank you, Doctor. Here's Tate trying to make a break. While 6 of the Dragons had their heads down and their backsides in the air. Here's Friday right on halfway. Playing it back for Berrigan, and then they come down the left side with Brad Thorne.
Dragons better be careful here. The Broncos are still coming after them.
Berrigan chooses a second man, goes to Sivanasiva. And Petro, he will play it inside the 20, middle ground. Lockyer holding it back, going across the face, picking up Friday. Friday, look at the strength in those legs. Carried 3 of them about 3 metres before succumbing. Hodges short. Lockyer looking to unload. No, takes the tackle. That's turnover time.
He didn't want to take the tackle. He wanted to kick, and he was even thinking about running the ball, but he was a little bit shallow and took a little bit too long to make up his mind, and the Dragons' defence didn't hesitate. They went straight to him, locked the ball up.
Barrett tackled by Thaiday. He was low, Parker was high, and that is Justin Poor taken by Brad Thorne. Thaiday reeling away out of the tackle. He might be a little bit wounded. Played by Justin Poor. Then from Barrett, it's gone to Sims, and Sims is 35 out from his own line. Timmy Gilbert sideline.
Yes, Mark Gasnier went straight up the tunnel. It's a corked hip. He's in a lot of pain. Unlikely to be back, but they haven't given up hope.
Ball loose on the ground. Dragons appealing for 6 more and getting it. Protest uphill. Here is Ryle striding out, taking it a few metres into Brisbane's area. 20 points to 4 in favour of the Sydney side in red and white. The 17 for the Dragons is Sean Timmins. Started the game. Now head back to Nagama.